People of Earth, this is your captain speaking. I just got home from a movie. It's called Longlegs. It's called Zaddy Longlegs, starring Cicholas Nage. For a movie that sort of implies a zaddy, you're really left wanting for that zaddy action pretty much for the entirety of the movie. On the whole, I kind of liked the film. It was a victory of cinematic achievement. But that being said, there were some, I don't know, I had a weird feeling going into it. I liked the beginning because I knew they were doing some kind of framing, some kind of like motif work with the 4x3 Super 8 film thing. But then they had did a hard cut to just red, just the brightest flippin' red that you've ever seen as they rolled by some credits. And I was pretty close to the theater because I was in a pretty empty theater, and I just thought, hey, I have my reign of the seats. I'm just going to sit wherever I want. So I did, and lo and behold, I was treated to just the most neon red in my face for about 5 minutes of opening credits. It was just very hard on the eyes. What it reminded me of was the opening credits to Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So moving on from that, there was another thing that I didn't love about it, which was that it kind of unnecessarily broke itself up into 3 parts. Really did not need that. And with this film being as kind of slow and methodical as it already is, just taking the extra time to say part 1, random insert title here, nah, don't need that. I really just want to see the plot happen. I'm not that interested in what you chose to title the next 8 scenes. It wasn't like there was even a change of location, a change of character, a change of time, a change of scenery, a change of anything. It was like, oh, cut to this mysterious envelope, cut to part 2, and then cut from that immediately to the girl opening the envelope. So it's like, why did we seriously added nothing? Thematic, vibey elements were great. I would say, again, the whole thing I really wanted it to cut to the chase. But I understood also at the same time that the style of movie it didn't want to cut to the chase. It's a type of movie that wants to earn a long runtime of just sitting in these very vibey moments. And it does a bang up job of the vibes. Main character, she's great. She's awesome. She's mysterious. She's also vibey. She has a mysterious background that you start to learn throughout the movie. It's perfect. She has this weird mom character who's also very unsettling. The part where I really started to enjoy the movie and see the direction that the movie was trying to go in was towards the beginning, where they introduced her accomplice sidekick. He was great. He added a lot of levity to the film. He was kind of her foil, and that was awesome until there was this very obvious scene with his daughter. And the whole shtick of this film is that our lead inspector character has premonitions. Smash cut to lead character looking extremely concerned at the daughter. Smash cut to intense close-up of the daughter looking awkward. You couldn't be clearer that something's going to happen to this family. I think they could have been a lot more subtle with that telegraphing, because it was on the nose. For the majority of the film, I was mostly preoccupied with just this whole setup plot of there's this doll, and there's these murders, and then again there is this doll. The doll doesn't really make any sense at the end of the day. You're hoping for a satisfying explanation, and it kind of just goes, there's a doll. And basically what it is if you haven't watched the movie, or if you don't want to watch the movie, or I don't care about spoilers, the devil through Zaddy Longlegs infests this doll. The doll somehow winds up at a family's house around the time of a child's birthday. That has to be on the 14th of the month. Don't ask me why. They open the doll. The doll looks exactly like the daughter. And then the devil possesses the family by making eye contact with them through the doll. And then the child is obsessed with the doll for some reason and just stares at it. The parents suddenly become murderous freaks. They want to kill their child, but also the doll. And so it's unclear. It feels like what they were going for was kind of a voodoo connection between the doll and the child. But then it's also the parents just become murderous freaks, and they want to suicide pact their whole family. And it's just not clear what the connection is between the girl and the doll who's patterned after the girl. It's all very unclear. And the fact is they kind of leave it that way, even though at the end of the film, there's a whole scene where they basically They're basically exposition dumping to you. Like, in case you didn't get it yet, there's a doll, and the doll infects the family, and the families kill each other. So first they like say that. Like, there's a character who just says all that, but then they immediately follow that with the scene showing you. It's like they told and show. Like, they couldn't figure out which one they wanted to do. So they told you first, and then they showed you. You got to hear it, and you got to see it. So really, the fact that I don't understand it either tells me that I'm a terrible movie watcher or that it still just didn't make a lot of sense, which I'm leaning more towards the second because I'm smart. Anyways, what I'm really driving at is the characters in the film. I liked them at first, but they were all pretty predictable where they ended up. The inspector character, as soon as I saw that he had a child, I knew that he would get, KO'd by the end of the film. The mom character was intentionally super creepy. And like when I first saw her on screen, I'm like, oh, well, she's obviously connected to Zaddy Longlegs somehow. And so it turns out she's the accomplice. There's something again, it ties into the doll stuff that I just don't understand. It turns out, that she has a doll of her daughter, who's the main inspector character. The mom, who's the accomplice, ends up killing her doll, which I'm not sure what that does, like in the functionality of the universe, but as soon as she blew the head off of the doll, a big black cloud came out of the main character's head, but it didn't really seem like that changed anything about the main character. And I thought that meant that the main character was going to die, because I was assuming that there was like a voodoo connection between the doll and the child, but that didn't end up happening. She just lost a black cloud, and I don't really know what that meant because she seemed fine when she woke up. And then from there, it continued to stop making sense. She got a telephone call from the devil saying that she was late to her inspector friend's daughter's birthday party. She goes to the birthday party, and lo and behold, her mom is there delivering a birthday present gift, which we've all been expecting this to happen eventually. And we're like, oh, it's the mom, which we already kind of knew, but like, because they told us. But again, it's the mom. Here's what I don't get. Our lead character intervenes because she was called, we're assuming, by the devil, because she was late to the birthday party. The devil called her to show up at the birthday party where she would inevitably end up intervening and killing her mom, who was the accomplice, and separating the child from the doll. So let me just repeat that for those in the back who maybe didn't get it. The devil called the main character to thwart his own plan. I could be very wrong, but that's what I picked up on. And thinking about it after the movie, I was like, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But I liked it. It was vibey. I really liked the main character. The visuals were pretty cool. Nicolas Cage wore makeup and did weird Nicolas Cage things. Yeah, if you like weird, disturbing horror movies with a bit of a whodunit or like mystery, I would say the best films to compare it to, not like on the whole, but it has shades of Silence of the Lambs, Zodiac, and The Conjuring. This has been Movie Reviews with Ben. Go write a letter to your mom. Bye.